Okay, so you're going to want to get your meter set up. I've already done that, and warm up your Kuro for at least half an hour before you start. I've also already done that. So I'll just show you how you set up hcfr. You're just going to come up here and click New, File New, Automatic, select X-Rite I1 Display Pro, Color Monkey Display, or whatever meter you're using. Finish. I'll drag this over here so you guys can kind of see. I have the display type right here as 9G Kuro. I'll put that file in the description, and you're just going to put it in appdata, roaming, color, and this will show up when you launch hcfr. And display CIE 1931-2 DEG, and then calibrate meter. You click this, and then I don't know why hcfr is like this, but so it says place test window and meter on monitor to be calibrated, but it actually bugs out. So you need to put something lit near the meter on its measurement point for it to actually be able to find the refresh rate. And then you have to Alt-Tab back, so it'll find pretty close to your display's refresh rate. It'll go around by like half a hertz, and that'll just make it measure better. You only need to do that when you're measuring strobe displays like CRT or plasma, and you don't really need to do it. It just makes your measures faster and more accurate, especially the low light. Okay, so hit OK. Go over here to generator settings. Bring it over here so you guys can see better. Image area here, 18%. GDI options, 0 to 255. Disable video LUT. Turn off display triplets unless you're using contact. Then it won't matter. Doesn't really matter either way, but I like to turn them off because I'm measuring a larger area because my meter is far away from the screen. Also for burn-in, if you're calibrating a lot, maybe those eventually burn in the spot that you're measuring. Not a huge deal though. So hit OK, and then advanced up here at the top, preferences, references, actually advanced. CI 2000 color difference, I think that's the default, but I have it set. Everything else as I have it there. And then references, check override black and put 0.0018, because that's the brand new black of a Kuro, and that's going to be pretty close to what a reset black is going to be, or a voltage tweaked black. And then put display gamma, power law, and power law 2.4 down here in this box. And then that is going to be it. Hit OK. Then you can come over here, go to measures, do primary and secondary colors, or no, grayscale and colors, which will do the entire grayscale and the primaries and secondaries. Okay, so I can see that my calibration has drifted significantly since the last time I used the set. So bring up kurocal. I'm going to show calibrating the ISF mode. First, I need to go and set back my original color temperature settings because I'm redoing the calibration. I'm probably going to land on the same ones, but just in case, I'm going to set it all back. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect as a KRP-500M. If you have a different model, you're going to use that, but that's what I'm doing. Then I'm going to hit Start ISF Day, OSD off, get all. And then I'm going to hit, once it's unlocked, Save to Image. In case I need any of these defaults. ISF Day 2. Or you could put the date, but it's got the date on it. Save. So yeah, you have your gamma controls down here. I'm just going to leave that because it's going to be very similar at the end. And I can see that my gamma is pretty much still good. But I am going to come over here. I'm on color temperature 6. I'm going to go -1, +1, +1, so it's all zeroed out again. You don't use the high on color temperature because it changes your luminance way too much. And you can look at all these settings if you want to and copy, but most of this is preference except color space 2. You need that for the Rec 709 color space. And then enhancer mode 1, sharpness -15 is pretty much neutral sharpness, or as close as you can get. And contrast 40 is not clipping, so that's correct as well. Color and tint might be different from set to set, and then you don't use any of these color management settings. When you start off, you're going to want to have your gamma all at 0 across the board, because your set will not be exactly the same as mine. So I'm going to hit save. Okay. And end ISF day. Disconnect. Then I will put PDP 5020FD 6020FD, hit connect again. So now we're doing the service menu white balance. I will do white balance table current and start service menu calibration. Okay, so all you're going to adjust is the red high, green high, and blue high. I have changed the ISF day white balance settings. So if I can find my remote. Yep, here it is. Gonna make sure I'm in ISF day, and I am. Okay, and then I'm gonna do measures grayscale again. Hit yes. And I'm not going to show you how to limit white to 100 nits. You can just lower contrast and then raise ABL. I'm not going to do that because I am not doing that in my setup. I have a lot of windows in this room, and so it doesn't make sense for me or my brother, who mostly uses this anyway, to watch TV. So yeah, you can see my grayscale balance here changed a little bit. But I can tell by looking at this, I'm going to need to take red and blue down quite a bit, and then I'm going to probably have to raise the green bias again, just like I did before in my ISF mode settings. So normally what you would do, if you have 2 monitors, then you would hit 20 IRE or 30 IRE, and then press the green play button right here, right? And then it will bring up a continuous measure of this, and this whole UI will be on your monitor that you're looking at, your secondary monitor. But I'm just showing you guys how this works from my perspective on a single monitor. I can't capture that all on camera, right? I'd have to have a camera view and a capture. I mean, I could with 2 monitors, but that would be annoying, so I decided to do it this way. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do grayscale every single time that I change something. So I'm not going to show you all of that. I'm just going to show you a few adjustments, and then you get the picture. You know, I'll adjust high, I'll adjust low, and then I'll show you the results. But since this is RGB high, we're just going to do the high end first. So I can see that I'm lacking in green, and I have too much red and too much blue, which is pretty much the same story across all of it. So you're going to come down, you know, 10 ticks or 20 ticks or whatever on blue high. Let's go to 574, and then red high, we're going to take that down to like, you know, 529. Let's see what happens. Let's apply both of them by clicking the white square. You're going to see that pattern flash up. So this is where you cannot have your ABL set above 200, because it'll boot loop your TV if you do that. So because it'll keep bringing the pattern up every time you run it after it shuts down from the ABL being too high, above 200 actual ABL. It's not exact, you know, maybe you'll get to 220 before you get a shutdown on a full white screen. But yeah, don't risk it. If you're doing higher than 200, don't use kurocal, use kuro command, and then set it back to 200 before you open kurocal again. So I've just made those changes. Yeah. And now going to go ahead and do the grayscale again. And you're going to see that change reflected. So now where you've got under 1 delta E across the entire grayscale range. But I'm going to take it a little farther because red is actually too weak. I've gone too far with red. So I'm going to go back up 10 points to 439 with the white square. And yeah, so average delta E 0.63, max 0.94, so I know that if it goes above that, I can go back. Wow, less than 0.5 delta E. That's crazy. I mean, this TV is crazy accurate. It's ridiculous. At least if it weren't for the ABL. You know, this wouldn't be the exact same at a different patch size. But it's pretty crazy accurate, despite that. You know, most scenes are closer to 18% APL than the full screen. And the ABL isn't that crazy. So I think we're done with that. Yeah, because I did lower the average and the max significantly. All I'm going to do is maybe put the bias down a tick on red. See if I can get away with that. If it'll reduce my average. If not, no, I won't do it. I will just hit apply deltas to remaining tables now. Yeah. And it's going to do that. But I don't actually care about that anyway because I only use 60 Hertz in this TV. I'm always interpolating my video. but it's going to go ahead and apply it to the 100 hertz, 72 hertz modes, or 100, 72, 75, and it's done. So now I hit end service menu calibration and disconnect. 500M again, connect, start ISF day, close the off, get all, and then I'm just going to try setting these back to -2, -2, and 1, because I'm pretty sure that's what they were at when I was doing my service menu settings before. That's what it looks like to me. Yep, and go ahead and measure grayscale again. Yeah, there you go. See, now everything is back to that ridiculous 0.27 average, 0.45 max. Come on. Just ridiculous. And I'm not even going to touch the gamma settings either. They are set totally right for me. I don't know if that's going to work for you, but it's -3 from 30 to 70 on all three of them, and -2, 10 to 20, and then -2, 80, -1, 90. They're all linked. There's no RGB spread at all. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. Oh, the color and tint, you're just going to change those on primaries and secondaries. What I would do, what I did actually, is I measured all the primaries and secondaries, and then I changed the color positive, negative, and I measured again, and I just repeated that until I got the best color setting. Then I did the tint the exact same way, and I just checked them both against each other, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's what you're gonna do. I'm gonna save that. Then I'm going to measure primary and secondary colors, and we'll see if the delta on blue has improved any. I don't think so, but we'll see. Oh yeah, very slight, 0.1 delta improvement. But you can see everything is under 3. I'll show you the gamut here. Here's the CIE target. I'll do a bigger one. CIE diagram. You can't really see that. I'll put the PDF in the description. But the red is a little oversaturated, the blue is a little off target, undersaturated, and the green is right about on. And now I'll do the full tilt boogie. Do all the color checker stuff. That's always fun. How did it? Oh no, yeah, it's measuring the near black stuff. You can't see it on camera, but I can see stuff with my eyes right now. I think the ISO is not high enough to pick it up. Here comes my dog. Do the... Yep, now it's doing saturations, I think. Color checker, or no, that's still saturations. Primary and secondary saturations. Saturation sweeps. Near white. Color checker. And it's going to have a totally wrong contrast reading now, so I have to fix that. But yeah, there's the CIE diagram plotted. More measurements. It's not quite on. You'll be able to get it better with a LUT, for sure. Because this TV has a much wider native gamut than Rec 709, so you'd be able to do better than theirs if you have a spectrometer. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't even do that if I didn't have like an i1 Pro 2. It's the OTF curve. Let's look at color checker. Yep. Minus or under 2 delta E on every single patch. On the color checker. I know it's not going to be perfect on the saturation sweeps. It is on red though. Under 2 on all those. Under 2 on all the green. Under 2 on all the blue except 100 saturation blue, which is it's got some green mixed in there. It doesn't like the actual blue color itself. It's not under oversaturated by much. Yellow, pretty much perfect. Cyan, pretty much perfect. And magenta, about as good as green was. So yeah, like I said, if you want to improve the colors, you're going to have to do color space 1 and a display cal LUT. And you can see black here, full screen black is unmeasurable, and plasmas don't have much different dynamic contrast to their ANSI contrast. The ANSI contrast is about 50,000 to 1 on a Kuro, 100 and normalized. So yeah, there you go, that's how you calibrate this. The gamma, okay, so the gamma calibration, I did not go over that. I just told you what numbers I'm at. In theory, you're just going to put it on 90% gray, do a continuous measure, adjust it, go to the next one, go to 80, blah, 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 keep going, keep going. I think it was actually off by 1 the last time I was doing it, when I got to these numbers. Like I was off by 1 point. And also, there's like breakpoints. Like if you go too far on the gamma, or not far enough, it might pop into a different level, like a drastically different level, instead of gradually going like from -3 to -4. That's why all these are -3, not -4. It's because if I go to -4, it's going to pop to a ridiculous amount, more or less color, and more or less luminance. So it's a little buggy, the 9-point gamma. It's not great. Could be, again, improved upon with a 1D LUT from DisplayCal. Do a better job, especially if you have a really sensitive meter like a Klein K10A. But you're probably not watching this video if you have that. You probably were able to figure it out for yourself. Anyway, yeah, so that's it. You guys have a good day or night. Thanks for watching, and leave a like, subscribe. I'll see you next time.